Colin. So the NBA last night had an NBA Cup game between the Warriors and Rockets. And if you're watching here on FS1, there's a scramble for the ball. And with seconds left in the game, they call a loose ball foul on Jonathan Kuminga.
That's insane.
And Steve Kerr lost his mind. Steve Kerr went ballistic. Here he is after the game.
You've established you're just not going to call anything throughout the game. It's a physical game. We're going to call it a loose ball foul on a jump ball situation with guys diving on the floor with the game on the line. This is a billion-dollar industry. You got people's jobs on the line. I'm pissed off. I wanted to go to Las Vegas. We wanted to win this cup. We aren't going because of a loose ball foul 80 feet from the basket with the game on the line. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and that was ridiculous. Thank you.
For the record, I'm not a fan of complaining about officiating. That was a horrendous call. You do not call that ever. That's a jump ball. You don't call that in that moment. That is not a legitimate. And the NBA's got a lot of young refs, and they've had a rough couple of years. I was just talking to a friend of mine, Ryan Russillo, the other day about this. He's been on the forefront of those discussions. That's just a bad call. That's a jump ball.
Yeah.
You know what it's like calling? It would be going, and let's say it's not analogous perfectly, but a big divisional rival NFL game tonight. Rams play the 49ers. And it's it's 27-27. And it's a jump ball and a lot of contact in the end zone. Both receiver and corner. Throwing a flag on the last play and giving the team a walk-off field goal. If there's...
They did that in the Super Bowl, by the way. So, sure. Let's talk about, if you want to do that. They did that in the Super Bowl with that team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Anyway, so, yeah. That's an insane call. I just talked about this the other day, actually, on my football channel, JWL Sports. If you're not watching or subscribing, definitely check it out, please. That certain calls like that, because I also tried not to complain about calls. It's so hard to know how a game is actually really being officiating, really, unless you're playing, you're on the court. And understanding, there's been some bad calls, but maybe it balanced out. You as a player know, oh man, I fouled that guy 4 times, but I didn't get a call. You do know it. And so that's why it's always hard to gauge when that. But when you see a call like this, it is something that then makes you just not want to watch sports anymore. Seriously, you see a call that awful, that egregious, and now cost the game. You feel so defeated and angry as a fan, where you're just like, why am I watching this? Why am I going to be exposed to this nonsense, to this bad, awful product? Would you keep going to McDonald's if they consistently, every single time, just gave you the wrong order all the time? Sure, they give you the wrong order sometimes, but if it was 5 out of 10 times, would you go? You wouldn't. You would be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to this place anymore. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to Burger King. I'm going to Wendy's. Doing something different. You would just be like, "Wow, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this," and it just drives you crazy. And that's what basketball is becoming. That's what sports a lot is becoming. But I don't know if it's because they have better camera angles or what, or if officiating is getting worse. But that is such an egregious call that it's shocking at this point. Any of these loose ball fouls at this point, I just wonder, because it could probably be exploited in a way. So I would have to think about it a little bit more. But I just wonder if inside 2 minutes, any of these types of loose ball fouls, when it's clear no one has the ball and you're both going for it, it becomes almost like an automatic jump ball. Again, it has to be it can't be where you can just take out a guy's legs and be like, well, that's a jump ball. It would have to be kind of fleshed out a little bit more, but something to protect from this. I don't know, just anything, or something where you have calls in the NFL inside 2 minutes. There's no coach's challenge, and all the challenges are done by the NFL itself. And I just wonder, in meaningful games in the NBA, in the final minute of the game, final 2 minutes, whatever the magic number is, maybe you do remove coaches' challenges, and it's just the NBA is locked in. They're watching the footage. they're going to really make sure that these final 2 minutes are really officiated as good as it gets. And again, it has to be like big moments. It's not going to be like little random, ticky-tack stuff. It's got to be like, was that a charge or was that a foul? Are we sending someone to the line right now down by 1 with 5 seconds to go or not? Like, we got to get this call right. Because this is, again, you see this and you're just like, my automatic feeling really is like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm done. Leave me alone. This is annoying. This is obnoxious. Just get me. I don't want this anymore. I'm done. It makes you angry at the product. That's why I compare it to like going to a restaurant where you just keep getting the wrong food, or you order food and it's just burnt, and you're just like, I'm not gonna keep going here if every single time I order food it just comes back burnt. And that's what you feel like. You're getting burned by the NBA, and it's ruining an otherwise great game, a close game. Like, and even if we want to say, hey, the officiating balanced itself out throughout the game, right? And again, this is a made up example. Like, maybe actually, like, and we would never really exactly know, but maybe it was like they had 10 bad calls for the Rockets and 11, 9 bad calls for the Warriors. And so that one now balanced it out. Now it was perfect. Both teams had 10 bad calls. And so now it was perfect, equal officiating. Like, maybe that's even true. Again, that was obviously a made up example, but the fact that it happens inside the final minute, seconds, that's when it makes you feel like, I don't care if it balanced it out. This can't. Excuse me, I sneezed on the truth. It just can't happen from an entertainment perspective. Because if that happened in the first minute of the game, and it still led to points in a way where it influenced this game, and you could be like, man, if only that call didn't happen, the score wouldn't be 91-20. Even though theoretically and mathematically, like, that is all correct, it just hits different when it is at the end of the game. And again, this is an entertainment business. As Steve Kerr said, this is $1 billion industry, and at the foundation of it is it's entertainment. When you watch the game, are you entertained? Do you feel good? And no one feels good about that. No one feels good about that. And if you're an honest an honest Rockets fan, and actually like a grounded fan, you don't even feel good about that. You're like, no, I don't want to win. I want to win in a different way. You're so happy you won, and you're like, hey, I'll take it. Let's go. But it's just like, it still doesn't feel the same way. And again, that is the hallmark of just a bad product at that point. And the NBA clearly needs to do better. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this call? Steve Kerr, calling out the refs and how angry he is. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.